Possibility of an epic rant coming up. What a great day today has been. I had a vegetarian favorite for lunch today, went to the steakhouse out at the bar and had a nice steak for lunch. And while I'm sitting there, guess who comes across my news feed on my computer? One of my favorite SJWs, Jemele Hill. We're going to blast two SJWs in one video today. Those of you that have been following me for a while now, you guys know how much I just take pride in destroying Jemele Hill. It's been a while since I've had the pleasure of trashing her. I generally avoid talking about people's appearance. I don't think it's right, but if Jemele Hill is going to call every white person in Virginia a white supremacist, then I figure it is open season. God's a really smart dude. Because it would be such a shame if Jemele Hill looked like Halle Berry. It would be a waste of a beautiful woman. Thankfully, though, God, in his infinite wisdom, created Jemele Hill's appearance to match her personality and her attitude. This is one of the most miserable women on the planet. Anytime something in this country doesn't go the way Jemele Hill thinks it should go, she pulls the damn race card, which, if you've been to Social Justice University like I have, you know they teach the race card in SJW 101, Principles of Being a Dumbass. Someone cuts Jemele Hill off in traffic, they're racist. Barista at Starbucks doesn't get Jemele Hill's coffee order right, she's racist. Someone hears Jemele Hill's voice, vomits all over their shoes, they're racist. Racist, 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 racist. Everything is racist in the eyes of Jemele Hill. She is paid to push propaganda and division. The state of Virginia sent a message to the woke yesterday. Their now former governor, Terry McAuliffe, is a proud social justice warrior. He was a proponent of teaching critical race theory in elementary schools. Not only that, Terry McAuliffe, like most woke assholes, believes that he knows better than you what is good for your kids, what should be taught to your kids. He thinks that parents shouldn't be allowed to ask questions or make demands about what their kids are taught in school. Well, the people of Virginia said, to hell with that and to hell with you, and put Terry McAuliffe out on his woke ass. According to Jemele Hill, there is a logical explanation for this. This is not the state of Virginia rejecting woke politics. No, come on, guys. You know better than that. You know it can't be as simple as something like that. I mean, who doesn't love woke politics? Who doesn't love being called a racist? Who doesn't like some asshole politician telling them how to live their life, how to raise their kids? All Americans love that. The real reason the woke were thrown out of office in Virginia boils down to simple racism. What the hell else could it be? There's no other logical explanation. Virginia is full of white supremacists. It's full of evil white men looking to hold the black men down. Not only that, Jemele Hill claims the entire country loves white supremacy. Well, I'll be damned. Here I am, looking at the landscape of America over the last 18 months with white men having their careers destroyed, reputations ruined, being canceled. Here I am thinking us white men were hated. I had it wrong all along. America loves white supremacy. I appreciate that little nugget of knowledge, Jemele Hill. I must have missed that day in SJW 101. But there's a little problem with Jemele Hill's reasoning. You see, all these white supremacists in Virginia, they elected a black woman as their lieutenant governor. Winsome Sears, the first black woman elected in Virginia in 400 years. Now, you tell me how that makes the people of Virginia racist, how that makes them white supremacist. Once again, this is another example of Jemele Hill sticking her foot in the hole in her face instead of putting her foot where it belongs, the hole in her ass. She has not said one thing about the electing of Winsome Sears. Why? Why not? I thought we were all about equality here, all about black women getting opportunities, getting ahead. Winsome Sears is a black woman. How come she's not being championed by the woke? Winsome Sears does not fit their narrative. For one, she is a former Marine, and you know how much social justice warriors despise the military. And number two, Winsome Sears doesn't have a D by her name, meaning she's not a dumbass. Jemele Hill is not paid to look at things logically. She's not paid to promote the truth. Jemele Hill is paid to propagandize and divide people. So you're not going to see her promoting Winsome Sears as the first black lieutenant governor of Virginia. You'll see Jemele Hill claim the only reason Winsome Sears was elected was because white women hate black women. Now let's get to another social justice warrior who used to have a career in sports like Jemele Hill did, Colin Kaepernick. The media is boasting that his Netflix documentary made it into the top 10 most watched shows on the platform. That's great. That's just great. But go check the reviews. According to IMDb, the documentary doesn't even crack the top 200 of popular TV shows right now. Colin Kaepernick's Netflix documentary has 4 out of 10 stars on the reviews based on 3,000 of them. Check out this top review from a commenter on IMDb. This review was voted on by others as the top review of Colin Kaepernick's documentary. Quote, I really tried to watch this with an open mind, but I'm afraid that Colin Kaepernick is just too unlikable and therefore hard to watch. He complains too much about everything and uses race way too much as his excuse for not being a great player. You can easily skip this, end quote. Thanks, dude. I think I will skip it. I was actually going to watch and review this series for you guys, do a video on it. But the more I hear about it and the more I see things like what I'm about to share with you, I think I'll just skip it. Have you guys ever heard of an acceptable Negro before? I have been living for 36 years. I'm around black people every day of my life. I have never heard the term acceptable Negro. Thankfully, we have Colin Kaepernick to enlighten us. The acceptable Negro, according to Colin Kaepernick, was created by white people. Created by white people for the enjoyment of white people. The acceptable Negro was created so white people could laugh at black people. Now, who are some examples of this? According to Colin Kaepernick, Steve Urkel and Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He says white people love these characters because they're non-threatening. So, he's implying that all white people are afraid of all black people. So, if that's his implication, who is the real racist here? The short clip ends with Colin Kaepernick saying, the acceptable Negro is a white man's creation, but white people don't get to decide who is acceptable to us. Who is us? Who is us? Who is the us that he's talking about? When did Colin Kaepernick become the voice for every black person in America? Also, who in the hell wants to be accepted by Colin Kaepernick? Like Jemele Hill, Colin Kaepernick is another professional race baiter, someone who victimizes themselves for a living. There is not a better actor in the country right now than Colin Kaepernick. This dude plays the role of victim with perfection, except no one's buying it anymore. No one is buying Colin Kaepernick's bullshit. He is an example of what happens to your brain when you view everything through the lens of race. It rots. It no longer works. Colin Kaepernick no longer has a functional brain. No one with a logical mind looks at Steve Urkel, Carlton Banks, and thinks, that's one acceptable Negro right there. Both Family Matters and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when they were on in the 90s, they were shows marketed to black people, not white people. Colin Kaepernick and Jemele Hill are miserable, miserable people. And what's bad? Other miserable people believe them, follow them. They will follow them blindly. However, that number of people that follow them is rapidly diminishing. Like I said earlier, people are tired of the constant talk of racism. But let me know what you guys think of both Colin Kaepernick and Jemele Hill. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.